The father and son convicted of murdering Ahmaud Arbery have been sentenced to life in prison for committing a federal hate crime. Gregory McMichael and his son Travis, who are white, chased the 25-year-old black man through a Georgia neighborhood in 2020, believing he was responsible for recent break-ins. Arbery was jogging when he was shot after a brief fight with the McMichaels and their neighbor William Bryan, who is still waiting to be sentenced by a federal judge. All three were given life sentences from a state superior court judge. For more, let's bring in criminal defense attorney and former homicide prosecutor Bernarda Villalona. Bernarda, good to see you. So we know that all three men are already serving life in prison on state murder charges. What's the significance of a life sentence from the federal court?
Well, this sentence is definitely a symbolic one in the sense that remember that when Ahmaud Arbery was killed in February of 2020, Atlanta, Georgia did not have a hate crime statute that was valid on the books. So this sentence today holds accountable the reason why Travis and Greg McMichael and William Bryan, why they chased, hunted, and ultimately killed Ahmaud Arbery, and it was because of the color of his skin. So that's what this sentence symbolizes today, is the reason, the motivation behind this killing.
And what kind of precedent does it set, this sentence set for future hate crime trials?
Well, it definitely sets a precedent in the sense of it sends a message, and that's one of the purposes of sentencing. It sends a message that this type of action, this type of criminality, the one that is based on hate, will not be tolerated in this country. So the federal government will step in if they need to step in order to hold those responsible accountable. Also, another symbolic meaning of this sentence is what it took to get here. Without a hate crime statute in the book, and also the number of prosecutors that got involved in this case and put their hands on the scales of justice, including Jackie Johnson, who has been indicted for violating her oath.
Earlier today, Ahmaud Arbery's mother reacted to Travis McMichael's sentencing. We're going to listen to what she had to say, and then Bernarda, we're going to talk about on the other side what the Arbery family is looking for.
When he goes into federal or state prison, it wasn't going to bring Ahmaud home. And that's the pain that we live in each and every day. I'm very proud to say that we finally got justice for Ahmaud on the federal level. I am pleased that they will do their time in the state penitentiary. That's what I have received.
And we know that Arbery's family wants the McMichaels and Bryan to serve out their sentences in a state prison, arguing a federal prison wouldn't be as tough. But Travis McMichael's attorney says he has received death threats and faces harm if he's sent to a Georgia state prison, citing investigations into safety concerns. So, Bernarda, could you see the judge take this all into account?
Well, the judge has already made a decision in terms of the McMichaels that they cannot serve their sentence, the federal sentence, first before the state sentence. And that's because, number one, the judge does not have the authority or the power to order a state institution to actually send their person to a federal institution to serve their sentence first. That decision has already been made because they were already tried on state charges and sentenced on state charges prior to the federal trial moving forward and the sentencing of today. The first jurisdiction, the first sovereignty is the one who has control over the bodies. But I'll also note what was more telling of what the family said, because they said that they're scared, that they're in fear that something may happen in state jail. Guess what? Ahmaud Arbery, Ms. Cooper, she stated, "Don't you think my son Ahmaud Arbery was scared when you chased him down like a dog and hunted him down as a rat?"
And Bernarda, I want you to keep the legal lens on, but I'm asking for a little bit of what might wade into a political view here about the prosecution here going after the McMichaels and Bryan for this federal hate crime charge. Does it appear that it matters who is leading the DOJ and potentially who's in the White House versus a Democrat versus Republican? But as far as the DOJ with the prosecution of this, your thoughts on the fact that it appears to be Merrick Garland's DOJ that is pushing forward on this prosecution?
Absolutely. In terms of who is the head of the Department of Justice, plays a crucial role on what prosecutions take place all around the country. As we can see with the prior president, we did not see much prosecutions at all having to deal with the violations of civil rights, and that's going all across the country. In fact, what you saw was an influx of of cases taking place with a violation of civil rights, but you saw no accountability. However, with Merrick Garland being in charge of the Department of Justice, he has made it one of his missions to make sure that everyone knows that everyone is protected under the Constitution. No one deserves special treatment. And that is exactly what it showed when he decided to go through with the prosecution of these three men under federal Constitution violations.
The Attorney General saying no one is above the law. All right, Bernarda Villalona, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.